I'm at Shoreditch in East London, where The Guardian is about to open its first coffee shop. We're going to be called #GuardianCoffee. There's going to be lots of interesting things happening here, from stitch and bitch to live music, so watch this space. But for today, I'll be interviewing Michelle You, who's the co-founder of Songkick. She'll be telling me all about their new product, Detour, and she'll also be telling me why live music is where the money is. We're in the beating heart of London's technology scene in Shoreditch now. This is the beginnings of The Guardian's new technology cafe at Box Park. And I'm joined today by Michelle You from Songkick. You're our first victim in here. We're going to be doing, I know, it's very exciting. We're going to be doing a regular series of video interviews with some of the brightest and best of the tech community. So Michelle is the first. For those people out there who don't know anything about Songkick, do you want to give us an overview of what you do and how long you've been doing it? And also, you're obviously not from the UK, so tell us how you ended up here and why.
Okay, Songkick is the second largest live music website in terms of traffic after Ticketmaster, and we're basically an app and a website that helps you find out when concerts are happening. So, for example, you can install all the music on your mobile phone, or install the app on your mobile phone. It'll scan all the music on your device and then send you a push notification when any of those bands come to town. And we now have 8 million users using us every month on both the web and mobile.
Why did you have to come to London to do this, though? So you're a West Coaster.
Yes, I grew up in California, but my two co-founders are British, so I kind of got outvoted. We got our start in Y Combinator over in Boston when they were still doing it over there back in 2007. But because Pete and Ian are both British, we kind of ended up in London.
And it's great for the music scene as well.
Yeah,
right?
London has the most upcoming concerts of any city in the world.
And how did Ticketmaster feel about you kind of moving quite successfully into this space?
I'm not really sure, actually. I think that we ultimately help people go to more concerts and buy more tickets, and we have a relationship with them. We have a deal where we get all of their tickets fed into our database, and we send people off to buy tickets on Ticketmaster. So I think it's a mutually beneficial relationship, really.
How has the idea for Songkick changed since you started? Because you've been going for how many years now?
Since 2007, so almost 6 years.
Yeah, so your business will have changed quite a lot from the original concept.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we started out, we really just created the product because we were live music fans who had difficulty finding out when concerts were happening. And over the years, we've amassed an incredible database of fans around the world and the bands they want to see live based on their Facebook likes and their listening history on Last.fm and Spotify and all the rest of it. And really the next stage for us is to enable fans to, I guess, tell artists where they want to see them live. And that's a new product we've started over the last year or so called Detour. And it's a platform that allows fans to tell the band, I'm in London, I'm willing to see you live, I'm willing to pay £10, please come here. And it really empowers the fan to have a voice and influence where the artists tour. And we've confirmed 10 concerts that way through London over the last few months, really. And that's just from fans rising up and saying, I want to see you, I'm here, and please come.
And do they tend to be bands within a particular genre? Is there a particular kind of Songkick fan? Are you for indie kids, basically?
Right. No, I don't think so. I would say that the concerts we've confirmed so far through Detour have been, I guess, within the Pitchfork range of bands. So some bands, but also we did a UK tour through Detour with Hot Chip in the UK last year, who's an electronic musician, and we have a really broad fan base using us, from metal to hip hop to everything else, and we kind of see ourselves as genre agnostic as a product.
Which is the sensible answer, I guess. So is this making money for you all? And we know that live music is one of the areas of music that's still making money and has really been pushed by a lot of labels. So is that why it makes it a really good space to be in?
Yeah, absolutely. So artists make 70% of their income through live music these days. Is streaming and recording dwindles as a revenue stream for them, and we really see ourselves as identifying where artists can tour when the traditional touring industry might not really recognize that for them. So the perfect example for us is this musician called Zoe Keating, who doesn't have a label, I think doesn't have an agent, maybe, I might be getting that wrong.
No, I think you're right.
And she's a very independent-minded musician, and it was difficult for her to get booked for concerts because she doesn't have that infrastructure behind her. So we did this test experiment with her where she was going to come to Europe for another reason, I think, flying over to Italy or somewhere like that. And she wanted to come to London, but she hadn't been here for a few years. And the last gig she did in London was years ago to maybe 50 people. And we put a campaign on Detour to allow her fans to crowdfund her London tour date, and it just rose up very, very quickly. We've now confirmed a 200 or 300 capacity venue for her, and that wouldn't have happened otherwise. So it's really a win-win situation for both us and the artists.
And can you give us an indication of how much money you'd make setting up a gig like that?
Sure. So it's really early days yet, and I think we're still exploring our way through the exact business model. But over the last few months, the concerts that we've confirmed through Detour have sold $100,000 worth of tickets. And what we do when we've confirmed a concert is then we go on and sell the tickets for the rest of the audience. So typically for a concert that we crowdfund, 10% of the audience has come up and said early on, like, I'm willing to see you, and then we use that to estimate the ultimate venue capacity, and then we sell the tickets to the rest of the audience in the room.
So where do you go next with Songkick? Is Detour almost a completely different business that you spin out of the side of that? Right. Or is this very much one big happy
That's a
party?
really good question. We're still figuring that out, I would say. What's interesting is when we first started Detour, we did it under a completely separate domain, a separate brand, because we were experimenting. We didn't really know how it would fit in with Songkick. But once we started showing our Songkick users this product, they saw it as one thing, one and the same. You know, you tell me when concerts are happening, and now I can make concerts happen. And because we have this kind of database per user of bands they want to see live, it's really the logical extension of the product, where first they tell us, here's the bands I want to see, tell me when they come to town, and now it's, here are the subset of bands I really, really want to see, and here's my credit card to bring them over here. So I think our users see it as one and the same. Exactly how it evolves, really time will tell, and we've, I guess the one thing that is different around Detour, which we're really excited about, is we're moving into different performances entirely. So we've confirmed our first comedy gig through Detour with Aziz Ansari, and that's something that doesn't exist on Songkick as of yet.
So something you said just there is very interesting, that Songkick users are now preparing to give up their credit card details to you, which, as we know from iTunes, is the kind of, it's the keys, the magic keys to the kingdom. So is that definitely a very, a really important part of your strategy?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think in order to confirm these concerts, the only real vote of commitment we have from the fan is their credit card details, saying, charge me when this concert is confirmed, I really want to see this band live. And what we've seen by working with many artists over the last year or so is that the translation from the social media followers and likes and whatnot doesn't have a very clear connection to who would actually pay to see you live, and that by having fans enter their credit card details, we're really getting the ones who are super committed and really, really there for you as a fan.
Yeah, it's one thing being able to put a value on a fan's sort of social engagement.
Yeah.
It's quite another thing them giving you
They're telling
card.
you explicitly, I want to see you, £20, I'm there.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
So for Songkick, are you looking to do what a lot of other kind of medium-sized, high-growth businesses have done, and sell, do a Last FM? Are you looking to exit, or do you want to be bigger and better than that and remain independent?
Well, I think your goals really change as you work on the business and you work on the company. You kind of keep setting the goalposts ahead. So the ones that you might have set for yourself when you first started out really move. And for us, we want to change the way live music works. We want to really be a brand that's recognized by fans as doing good in the industry. And if that means being a public company where we're independent and we have our own profit stream, then that is what we're aiming for. But you know, whether we get there in time is another story.
And how do you take Songkick into the mainstream? Because there's a certain kind of geeky music type, perhaps even the kind of what would have been a Last FM user.
Right.
What's happened to Last FM? That's another conversation.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of Songkick user, I think, and you've got very high profile among the tech community. But how do you broaden that out? How do you reach my mum?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we kind of see fans as concentric circles. There's the hardcore, kind of early adopter, really into the band, really into finding new tools to help them as a fan, and then it kind of goes out from there into the general audience who's going to live music in the first place. And then there are the people who don't go at all. I mean, the average person goes to maybe 1 gig a year, and that's the person that we are ultimately trying to reach. But with Detour, because we are selling tickets to the gig, we get a relationship with the entire audience in the venue, which is beyond the ones who are on Songkick finding out about concerts and then bringing their friends along. So that's a really exciting new step for us, and being able to go to those gigs, see the audience and think they all used our product to get here is really, really exciting. And we have found actually with the Songkick product, the Concert Alerts product, that we reach the mainstream audience who's a lapsed gig goer and help them go to twice as many concerts as they have before. So it really isn't the nerdy live music fan who's going once a week. It's the one who went in university maybe and now has a job and is too busy, goes twice a year, and they install our app and they're going to 5, 6 concerts a year, which is a great improvement for them.
So you might be encouraging my mum to go and see Tina Turner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get her on the case.
Yeah.
What are you interested in beyond Songkick and beyond the music community, I suppose? What are you interested in? What's exciting you at the moment? What kind of trends are there out there, or people or companies that you think are doing really cool things?
That's really a really good question. I think my secret hobby is looking at the new fashion startups that have been emerging in the space, because I feel that music was really the first, I guess, cultural sector to move online and take advantage of online with Napster and all the rest of it. And now we're starting to see a lot of new fashion startups emerge doing really interesting things, like the ones that I'm most interested in are the kind of specialized marketplaces where they allow you to resell your clothes. You see a lot of really interesting bloggers selling their old clothes on these platforms, and that's really interesting to me. And there's other ones that kind of allow you to discover new products through taste mechanisms. So they ask you what your style is, they do a really good like personality type quiz, and then they'll suggest products to you in a really kind of targeted way, and those are the ones that I like exploring and discovering.
Well, thank you very much for joining us,
thank you.
Michelle. What more can we expect from Songkick in the near future?
I think just watch out with what we do with Detour, and watch out for it to go to new cities.
Cool. Thank you very much for joining us and for being our guinea pig.
Thank you.